Hola, ¿cómo estás? And things of this nature. Sweetheart, we have a couple of things to talk about on that ass, girl. So let's just hop right into our meal. First things first, girl. Over this last weekend that just passed, bitch, I went out with some friends. Correction, with a friend. The rest were just like acquaintances and associates, some of which I just met on that weekend. That being said, and which that I didn't say that to be shady. I'm just making sure that it's understood. So, my friend, when he called me up, he asked me up front what was my money looking like. I said, my money is funny, blah blah blah. I'm like, but what's the problem? He was like, well, I'm just asking to make sure that you can pay for your own food. I'm like, well, I have a couple dollars to my name and I should be able to afford some McDonald's. Value meal on that ass, girl. Okay, you can get a double cheeseburger, a medium fry, and a drink, bitch, all for like $3, bitch. So, I can afford McDonald's, girl. But I can't afford no Olive Garden, no damn Cheesecake Factory, fucking Maggiano's, bitch. So, we keyed about that, and I thought we had an understanding. He was like, yeah, me too, because I'm broke as well. And, so, yeah, we're going to be doing McDonald's. Like, that type of thing. Not necessarily McDonald's, but just, like, stuff with value meals and 99-cent menus, blase squaze. Okay. So, from the time that I hung out from the time that he picked me up and we were doing our numbers A, B, C, D, E, F, G, it's like all the places that him and his associates were taking me to were all places that I could not afford. So from A to Z, with the exception of 2 times when I went to McDonald's, one time when I was on my way home from when all the festivities were pretty much over, and then one other time when we had left this party, outside of those 2 times, bitch, all the places that him and his friends brought me to were places that I could not afford. And even throughout the whole weekend, first of all, I already told my friend who happens to be white, I already told him in general that I didn't have no money. And then because he kept dragging me to these places where I could not afford, then I was forced to keep shining a light on my finances in front of his friends, people that I don't even know. And all of these people, with the exception of one, were all white. So I know that some people may not think about that in no kind of way, but for me it is some kind of way. Because I feel like here it is, I'm the one black person at the table who all his friends have to keep paying for me. And it's who him and all his friends keep paying for me. And I'm like, I don't even know these people for them to be paying for my meal. And it's no shade to them. I know they're trying to be nice, but I don't know them like that. And then the one guy who will remain unnamed, at one point when I was hanging out with the one guy who is his friend who I had met over the weekend, there was there was a sequence of events that took place where we all went to this gas station. And when we got to the gas station, there was this homeless guy. And the homeless guy was kind of like, well, obviously, he was asking for some coins. And either you're going to give the motherfucker the coins or you're not going to give him the coins, girl. Either one way or the other, make your choice and move the fuck on. But for you to put on this whole production, this whole song and a dance talking about, oh my God, I don't know how to deal with those people. I just don't know how to deal with them. I mean, obviously, when you look at me, you can tell that I work hard for what I have. And I don't feel like I should have to give anybody anything that I work for. And he just had this whole fucking monologue on how him and all the things he's earned, he just hates talking to homeless people. And he just hates giving things to people that they have not earned. And all this and all that. And I'm just kind of like, see, those are really, in real life, those are the kind of people that I don't like. Like, those are the kind of people that I don't like to be around. Because I know that I have been in predicaments where I've been struggling and I've had to ask for help. And I've been in predicaments where other people have been struggling who were homeless or otherwise, where if I have 75 cents, if I have $1, if I have something that I can do without, I will give it up. Now, if I don't have it, then I'll keep the shit moving. But to give this whole song and a dance about, oh girl, oh those people, girl, those be the kind of people who, it's like, yeah girl, right now you have a cute job, everything is cute, fine and dandy, girl, but at the end of the day, girl, you might get laid the fuck off. Although according to my friend, he says that his family, I guess, is wealthy, so I guess even if he did lose his job, he would still have a coin. But that's not the point. The point is you need to be humble with your shit. And even if you didn't want to give him no money, then you could have just been like, you know what, I'm not really beat right now to give you any money. Sorry. Move on. But I work for what I have. And I work for what I get. And I don't feel like you could have really kept that. Because that just turned me off to you. Secretly. I mean, I still know how to put on a friendly face like, ha ha. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, No. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you why I brought that up. But let me tell you another situation real quick. Let me just give you a whole bunch of situations so that at the end of the story you can see where I'm coming from with this shit. So then another situation which actually my friend and I meant to tell him this and I actually didn't get around to it when we talked about it last night. Or the night before last, and he had me on the phone for 2 hours. Well, no, he didn't have me on the phone. We both had each other on the phone because I wanted to make sure that the shit was understood. But be that as it may, there was another sequence of events when we had pulled into a gas station that was predominantly black. Actually, it was the same gas station where the black homeless guy approached this white man. And he went on this whole tangent about what I have and what I earned. And you can look at me and tell that I work hard for what I have. It's like, really, you can't, but that's fine. Be that as it may, we had pulled into the same gas station earlier on in the evening, and it was me and this other black guy who was sitting in the front seat, and my friend, and sometimes I don't even think he knows he's doing this. It was like I was talking to my mom about it, and sometimes white people in particular, sometimes I don't even think they realize what they're saying or even what they're doing. It's just kind of like a subconscious sense of entitlement. That's one thing that me hanging out with certain white people, I'm learning about them. Like, I don't even think they do it intentionally to make you feel no kind of way, but with the things that they say and with the things that they do, it's kind of like, girl, what the fuck? Do I look like Aunt Jemima to you? Like, what the fuck I look like? Even my friend did some shit. I'm gonna tell you what he did. 2 things that he did, and I should have clocked his tea when we spoke about it last night, and maybe I still will, but I don't like rehashing shit, so we already talked about it. It's over. But long story short, when we got to the gas station, there was another black guy. But this black guy is one of those black people who, and I hate saying this, but I just have to be honest. That's one thing about it. At the end of the day, let me say this before I go any further. Bitch, if you don't want to hear me keep it real, then you may as well just leave this video right now. Because I'm not trying to be malicious and I'm not trying to be mean, but I do know that some people are sensitive, and I do realize, just like I said with the homely baby cute stroller video, motherfucker, that with certain topics, it don't matter how nice you say or how kind you try to be about it, somebody's gonna get offended. So if you're one of those people, girl, I'm just letting you know right now, you may as well just click out, because I'm not trying to be mean, girl, but it is with motherfucking what? Bitch, it ill with a motherfucking ill. So if you can't take the motherfucking heat, girl, get the fuck out the kitchen. So with that being said, this particular person, mind you, all the people in general are okay people. I like my friend, and his friends are okay people. I'm not coming for them personally, but I'm just clocking the tick. So with that being said, and bitch, I'm not gonna keep explaining myself. You can take it however the fuck you want. It is what it is. But anyway, so the one black guy, he's cool, but he's one of them black people who really, he's very like, oh my god, yeah, and like, he don't do it like that exactly, but you can tell that he's more comfortable around white people than he is around black people. That's what I get from him, at least. And maybe I'm wrong. I've only hung out with him a couple times, but it's the point that when he speaks, it's very much, or just even the stuff that he say is very much like, I could tell you would never want to hang out in my location, because first of all, I don't even really like hanging out in my location because there really ain't shit to do here. But the point is, I could just tell he would not really, he's more drawn to the white aesthetic versus the black aesthetic, which I'm not going to knock him for that. But the only reason for me even mentioning that was only to say, I think in his mind, he's comfortable with people talking to him the way that they do. I'm not. Because what happened was, we got to the gas station, and my friend was like, honey, go get my cigarettes. Go get my cigarettes. So he goes to get the cigarettes. He's in there for like 5 minutes, however long he's in there for. And then he comes back out, and my friend, my white friend, again, is like, oh, I need a lighter. Go back inside and get me a lighter. That's the kind of thing that makes me uncomfortable, especially when it's a white person talking to a black person, because it just makes me feel like, what does he look like, a slave? Like, why are you talking to him like that? Now, I don't think that was my friend's intention, but in my mind, even though I didn't say nothing about it, because he's grown. If he don't want to be talked to like that, he can say something. But at the end of the day, it's awkward because you're my friend, he's black, but I just feel like it's weird, like, even if he was white, I would think it's weird. But it's even more weird because he's black. And I don't like when white people talk to black people like that. Like, go get my drink. Thank you. What were you saying, Susan? I'm like, girl, the punch bowl is to your fucking left, bitch. You want some punch? That's fine. To your left. You got legs, right? Okay, right. To your left, bitch. But Anyway, then there was another thing my friend did. We had got to this party, which I had a great time at the party, and I shut it down, bitch. Bitch, I shut it down, bitch. But anyway, that's not even what we came to talk about. But anyway, at the party, he had did something to her. First of all, there was this one racist bitch who was like 6'7" or whatever. And I'm like, girl, this fucking jolly green, ugly giant, she just really was making me feel some type of way. And she was looking at me, rolling her eyes and shit. I'm like, girl, you can kiss my fucking ass. Because, first of all, with this sheet you're wearing, bitch, you look like Casper. And I know that wasn't the look you were going for, but you look like a cheap-ass ghost, bitch, that got your costume from fucking City Trends, bitch. Look like you got a fucking bedspread from City Trends and cut 2 holes in that hoe, and now you're calling yourself a ghost. Bitch, but you better get ghost fucking with me, bitch. Because at the end of the day, girl, I'm not going to take but so much before I fucking blow on your ass, girl. And it just ill with motherfucking ill. But be that as it may, my friend was talking to this guy. And just out of nowhere, I'm talking to this other guy. See, it's so many guys. This guy, that guy, that guy. But it was another friend. It was another guy, an associate, that was friends with my friend. I met this associate on the strength of my friend. Now, this other white guy that I was talking to, we're having a conversation and all this. First of all, at the party, I made sure to pack light. All I brought was my phone, my debit card, and my ID, and a couple dollars. Because for me, I'm thinking, I don't want to be toting around no bag, no purse, nothing. I want to be lightweight so I can dance and be free with the shit. My friend decided he wanted to bring his big-ass, bulky book bag. So if you want to bring your book bag, then you need to be the person to watch after your book bag. Why should I have to watch after your book bag when I purposely packed light so that I wouldn't have to watch after my shit? Now you think I'm going to watch after your shit? Hell no. So out of the clear blue, all of a sudden he's talking to this guy, and he's just going to turn around and say to me, watch my bag, I'll be back, and walked off. And his friend, as they're walking, turned around and gave me like a look like he told you. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, see, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. First of all, even if you wanted me to watch your bag, that's not how you asked me. You asked me, can you please watch my bag? I'll be right back. I'll be 2 minutes maximum, whatever. That's how I would do things. But to just be like, girl, watch my bag, I'll be right back, and walk off before I can even give you a response, it's kind of like, you know what? I told my friend, I said to my associate, the other white guy, I was like, was he talking to you or was he talking to me? I think he was talking to me, girl, but he knows how I get down, and so clearly he got me fucked up. And I walked away from the bag. The other white dude ended up grabbing the bag because I'm like, are you paying me to watch after your shit? No, I'm not watching anything. Especially not when you do it like that, trying to front on me or trying to I don't even think he did it. I don't even think he knows he did it like that. But it's what he did, and it's how it came off to me. And even the fact that his friend was turned back and was looking like, Nobody fronts on me like that, sweetie. Maybe when you come back, the bag will be here. Maybe it won't be here. If it's not here, it's your own damn fault. Here's your own damn fault. It's your own damn fault, sweetie. So anyway, then there was a situation with the girl that I was talking about earlier. When, again, here it is, I'm saying, can we go to McDonald's? No, we're going to go here. We're going to go here. So I'm looking at the menu, and first of all, everything was out of my price range. And not only was it out of my price range, but everything looked nasty to me. I'm not in the mood to eat no fucking sausage, egg, biscuit shit. I'm not wanting that right now, sweetheart. I want some French fries, a burger, and a Sprite with no ice is what I'm actually craving right now. So, number one is out of my price range. I'm not going to pay for some shit that I don't even want. So I went outside, and then my homeboy was like, nah, come back in. And he was like, no, you need to get something. I'm like, first of all, my money is tight, and I don't even like anything on this menu, truth be told. He was like, no, but the food is so good, blah, 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 and da-da-da. I'm like, that's neither here nor there. I don't want any of what they have. And so he was like, okay. And then the girl was like, oh, no, I'll pay for your food. And they were putting me on the spot. I'm like, okay, fine. So we order the food. Long story short, we come outside. My friend had to go back inside because he ended up paying for the drinks. And when he went back inside, this black homeless dude came up and was asking for money. And I was like, I'm sorry, baby, I don't have it. Which I really did not have it. And then, what is it? Then there was this girl that I was dancing with, this black girl I was dancing with in the club. And when I was dancing with her in the club, we had a good time. Y'all know that I was dancing with this bitch. It was only 5 minutes ago we left the club. It just so happens that she came to the same spot we came to. But y'all know who she is. I mean, you don't know her, neither do I, but I'm saying you know her face. You saw that I was dancing with her, like, real heavy on the dance floor. So, the girl came up and she was being real friendly. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all something. It's so much stuff that happened over this weekend. I'm just trying to give... Here's the thing. I'm trying to give you as much information as possible so that when I clock the tea, you can understand where I'm coming from. I like to make sure that I give all of the details. But in any event, the black girl comes up, and when the black girl comes up, she's real friendly. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to go outside and order my food. And then when my white homeboy comes back outside, and his white homegirl, his friend, the girl, she was like, oh my God, like, when you were inside, all of these people kept coming up to us. So she had to catch herself. And my whole thought of the process was, bitch, if I were not sitting here, you would have straight out said, ew, when you were gone, all of these black people kept coming up to me. That's what you really wanted to say. But you didn't, because I was at the table and I'm black, and you know that I would have been feeling like, what do you mean all of these black people keep coming up to you? First of all, really, the black guy was addressing me, and then the black girl was addressing me, so really they were coming up to me. But in any event, that's neither here nor there. What's the point? Like, had they been white, like, what's the difference? But again, I didn't say that, I let it go. Because one thing, like I was trying to tell my friend, is these are your friends, and I don't want to make it weird for you by clocking somebody's tea, and now they're like, oh my God, he's angry, and I feel threatened, and I'm scared. So I'm not trying to make it awkward. So that's the reason why I wasn't really clocking the tea, but secretly maybe I should have. But be that as it may, then there was another situation to where we had, see, it's so many things. Oh my God. It's like as I'm talking, just things keep popping up. Let me just tell you this, two more things. I'm going to tell you two more things. Let me go back to the gas. Remember that sequence that I told you about the gas station scene? Let's go back to the gas station scene. Well, there was this one guy, and he was actually nice, but it's just, the white people be having this mentality, and I don't even know if they know about it, but if they have it, I'm sorry. You don't know it, but I'm letting you know. Not all white people, but at least the white people that I've encountered in my life, if you sit with them long enough, you start to hear their little quirks and their little undertone racism. This has been my experience. But anyway, so we're sitting there, and there was this car next to us with these two black men. And we all had on our glitter and our makeup and all this, like, our headpieces, and we were just, like, dressed down for the nines, bitch. Like, we were severe that night, bitch. So, the two black gentlemen were like, where y'all going? Where y'all heading? This was at the predominantly black gas station. And my friend was like, oh, we're going to such and such an event, blah, blah, blah. And the black guy was like, oh, well, you guys look really good. You guys look really nice. And then they drove off. The guy in the back seat sitting next to me was like, all of a sudden he just started feeling some type of way, like, oh my God, we have to hurry up and go because we're going to get shot here. Somebody pays you a compliment and now they want to kill you? Excuse me? Somebody's giving you a compliment and now you're threatened? This is what I'm talking about. See, some white people are gangster with the shit, and they're not easily shook. But then other ones, like the ones that I'm talking about, they're like easily like, like you can ruffle them. Anything you say that's outside of that box of what they're used to is like they're uncomfortable. Like they're clutching their pearls because they might get snatched otherwise. And it's kind of like, girl, ain't nobody think about you secretly. Ain't nobody think about you. But let you tell it, we're going to get shot. And that's the kind of shit this is the reason why I was not voicing my opinion. Because y'all know, just like I know how the fuck I get down. And I'm kind of like, you know what? Pay it. Because at the end of the day, I can already see. If somebody gave them a compliment and they're still scared, I know that if I clock the tea, they're going to be feeling like it's about to be O.J. Simpson in this bitch. Like, clearly I'm about to get a small glove, a knife, and girl, everybody in this motherfucker is dead. It's kind of like, and my mom was like, well, in situations like that, you want to try to turn it into humor, but at the end of the day, I'm human. In some situations, be so left field for me that I don't even know how to respond to it without being, like, annoyed. I don't see the humor in this because it's not funny to me. Because I am a black person, and I see how you look at black people, and I see how you really think about black people. So for me, it's not a humorous thing when you're making it seem like just because someone is black that they obviously want to rape you, or they obviously want to mug you, or obviously they're going to jump you. It's like, girl, I get that. It's like, I don't know, like, I get it that maybe you're not experienced with black people, but if you're going to want to be my friend, or if you're going to want to hang out with me, then all that shit, what you talking right now about, oh my God, they're going to shoot us, you have to leave that shit at the door. Because now you're making me feel some type of way. And that's just me keeping the shit 100%, bitch. And it is what it is. And so, anyway, now, oh, and then the one last event I want to tell you, and then we're gonna really get into the tea. And I know y'all like, bitch, 20 minutes in, you still ain't got to the main point. I'm sorry, y'all know I like to give details. You already know what I give. I like to give details. So, anywho, so then, you know, we're at this other club, and I'm having a good time. But what initially happened was this. I was with my friends. But one thing that Quadir, myself, one thing that I don't do is, bitch, I'm nobody's third wheel, bitch. I have no problem walking around a club or an event or an establishment or doing things by myself. For a good portion of my life, I was a lone star. Like, I did shit on my own. Like, I have friends and I have people that I hang out with, but at the end of the day, motherfucker, I can do this shit by myself. I won't feel no kind of way if I have to go to the park by myself, if I have to eat by myself, if I go to a movie by myself. I'm not one of those motherfuckers who is like, I can't do this unless I have somebody with me. No, I can do it by myself, actually. So when we got to the establishment, everybody was talking, and I kind of felt like, because I wasn't giving, that they kind of like sectioned me, isolated me. And I was kind of like, just standing there like, and I was like, you know what? That's fine. Y'all enjoy this. And I'm going to do a surveillance of the establishment. And I'm going to just see what's popping. So I went upstairs, and I'm having a good time. And then I ended up meeting these people upstairs, and they were cool. And I mean, I don't know them. I just met them that night. But we were talking and flirting, and it's a group of them, and it is what it was. But I was getting more entertainment out of these strangers than I was out of the people I came there with. So then the people that I came there with, we end up linking back up, and blah, blah, blah. And we're sitting up there, and the girl, she had too much to drink, so this bitch was just stumbling through the club, and this bitch, she got lost. She got lost in sauce, and I don't know what happened to her. And all of a sudden, I'm having a good time with these people, and my friend is like, oh, we have to go find such and such. And I'm kind of like, she's grown, and she's drunk, but she's not like stupid drunk to where she's blacked out in somebody's bathroom. She's probably somewhere dancing, having a good time. Let her do her. That's how I see it. And not trying to be funny or rude, but I don't even know her to be stopping my good time, especially when I was with you guys, and y'all were acting like I was not even there, really. So, what I look like stopping my good time to look for her. And so, that was my position. And I'm like, she's fine. We'll find her later. That was my position on the situation. That's how I felt. And some people may disagree with that, but that's fine. That's fine. But it was my opinion. And I feel like I don't know her. She's an adult. She's older than me. And she knows what she's doing. She wants to dance. Let the bitch dance. And let me have my fun. But my friend has already admitted to me and a couple other people that he's a cock blocker. So secretly, I felt like because I was having a good time and flirting with these other people, I kind of felt like he wanted to just cock block the situation. That's the way that I perceived it. You wanted to cock block the situation. So that's why all of a sudden now you want to, let's go look for her. But really, you didn't give a fuck. You just didn't want me talking to these people. And then even when we had all went to the dance floor, when we had all got to the dance floor, I'm having a good time dancing. And one thing that I hate doing is when I'm having a good time, if there's a Debbie Downer or a cock blocker, you have to constantly be like, hey, baby, you okay, baby? You okay? You good? You good? You good, baby? Hey, you good, baby? I don't like doing that shit. Because now you're taking away from me socializing and having a good time, and it's just not okay. So anyway, now, let's talk about the real problem in the situation. That night at the club, I was twittering about this bitch being drunk. And I have no problem admitting it. You can go look the shit up. It's on my Twitter. And then also, on the last day we were there, after a whole weekend of me constantly saying, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I don't have any money, I can't afford this, I can't afford this, I can't afford this, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. Y'all continue to bring me to establishments I can't afford. And the way that I felt was, First of all, I know my friend, but I don't know these other two people. And then there was another black guy, but still, like I said, I don't even know him like that. And at the end of the day, he was one of those black people who, to me, is black, but he's not black. And I'm not knocking that. Do you, boo? If you're happy, do you? But I'm just letting you know that the situation was very uncomfortable for me. And so, opposed to me just being like at the dinner table, like, you know what? I'm over this shit. I'm ready to go. I was like, let me just go on Twitter and vent and talk to my supporters and clock the T where it needs to be clocked and blah, 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 blah. Because I see now that these motherfuckers don't give two flying fucks on how I feel about the situation. Because if you did give a fuck about how I felt about it, you wouldn't keep bringing me to places where you have to give me your leftovers. Which on a couple of the occasions, that's what happened. Oh, girl, you can finish this if you want. Now, let me tell you why I mentioned that situation with that one guy and the homeless guy. With him, oh, people can look at me and see what I work hard for my shit. First of all, on the last day, he was like, everybody, order something, and hold on, before I even clocked that. That was the other thing. It wasn't like, first of all, I had already made it clear to my friend before we even left out what my financial situation was. Then, over the weekend, I continuously had to say the same shit over and over again in front of his friends, which is none of their business what my finances are looking like. But since you don't understand, I'm going to say it again. Okay, fine. My problem was, maybe one meal, okay, fine. You pay for one meal, okay. 2 meals, maybe. But 7, 6, 8 meals, 10 meals is a problem for me. That you keep bringing me to places I can't afford. Now, the one guy who was like, oh, you can look at me and see what I earn. I already know your mentality. You're very like Republican. I don't believe in welfare, abortions, that type. That's the mentality you're giving me. Like, you're giving me very much like, oh, I work for mine, so you should work for yours. I don't believe in helping people out. So when he offered me half of his sandwich, I'm like, I'm not accepting anything from you because I already know how you are. And I already see who you are. And so why would I take a sandwich off from you when just the night before you were kicking this man's back in for asking for a quarter, talking about, I don't believe I work for mine, so you should work for yours. Bitch, the same way you don't know him, you really don't know me. So even if you don't say it out of your mouth, I know in your mind you're thinking, okay, bitch, why is this black guy here and he can't pay for his food? I know the truth. Regardless if you say it or not, I know that that's what you're going to be saying in your head. Because you said it, the truth came out the night before when you were saying how you felt about getting things for people and helping people out. I'm not a charity case for you to help out. I don't even know you. So I declined on his eating half of his, I look like a dog, half of your sandwich, you scrape on the floor and I'm like eating your fucking, no, I don't want your sandwich, but thank you. I'll just sip on this water. So anyway, over the weekend, before we got to this dinner, see, I keep it so much to it, I keep leaving parts out. Over the weekend, the girl, when we were at Target, there was some of my supporters were at Target. And they're like, oh my God, are you Claudia from YouTube? Or are you Tamai from YouTube? I'm like, yeah, baby, it's me. And they were really sweet. And we had a couple of words. And she was like, who are you? Like, you have fans? You have people who know you? And I'm like, no, it's my supporters. And I do a little something online work. She said, well, what do you do online? And then I started to feel like I'm on 20 questions. Like, girl, why are you, does it matter? But I'm like, I do like commentaries, blogs, music, skits, so forth and so on. And she's like, oh my God, I gotta look you up. I'm like, I would prefer you not to look me up. She was like, why? I'm like, because you know me in real life. There's no point for you to look me up. Why would you look me up when anything that I'm talking about on YouTube, I can talk to you about face to face? That's my position. Like, I just think it's really vain for me to assume people that I know want to see me on YouTube. Like, girl, you know me in real life. For what? I could see if it was like a thing where I was doing a real performance, like a performance like at the Fox or a concert or like a set where I was actually performing. Then I could see you wanting to come and show support. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Maybe on that, then again, I'll cut her some slack on that. I'll cut her some slack on that. But the point is, I told her that I would prefer her not to follow me on YouTube. And then later on, she wanted my Twitter. And I told her then that I would prefer her not to follow me on Twitter. I said that I would prefer her not to follow me on Twitter, but she insisted, so I gave the bitch my Twitter. So moving back to the beginning of the story. Girl, I got a lash or something in my eye. Okay. Moving back not to the beginning, but to the last part with the last day where we were at the Last Supper. And we were at this one place, and I'm like, here, yet again, a place where everything is like $15 and up. Can't afford it. So anyway, you know, so I'm up here twittering, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know I'm just like, bitch, why do they keep dragging me places I can't afford? I feel like I'm the only black person sitting here with all these white people, and I'm their charity case, and they're trying to offer me food, and I'm not really wanting their food, and blah, 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 blah. So apparently, as I'm typing this shit on Twitter to you guys, this girl is reading my tweets. She's reading my tweets, and she's texting my friend while I'm tweeting you guys about, oh my God, your friend is upset, and he's on Twitter upset. That really aggravated me, actually. I'm like, this is why I didn't want you to fucking follow me on Twitter. Because I can't stand no nosy-ass bitch on my Twitter, Facebook or otherwise, all up in my shit, trying to see who I'm talking to, why I'm talking to them. It's really none of your business. Because I'm grown and I can talk to whoever I want and say whatever I want to say. And at the end of the day, you know, when we had gotten in the car, nobody said anything about what I said on Twitter. But the girl was like, oh, what are we going to do about Quadir? Because he's ready to go. And I'm kind of thinking, how does she know I'm ready to go? But I didn't register it at the time. I was just like, okay, well, thank you for saying that. That's fine. Thank you. I am ready to go. Then my friend was like, oh, you're ready to go? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go. So when I get back, when they're taking me back, my friend is like, oh, Quadir, do you want to go to McDonald's on the way or anything like that on the way? And I'm just kind of like, this was one of the 2 times that we went to McDonald's. It's like, you want to go to McDonald's on the way? And I'm just kind of like, this is so weird. Oh, I wish I had my own car. Like, do you want to go to McDonald's? Like, just weirdness. Like, what you think? This whole weekend I've been saying I want to go to McDonald's. What the fuck do you... Yes, I want to go to McDonald's. But not when it's kind of like weird. Like, I can't explain it. You have to have been there. It's just weird. And so anyway, you know, when we got to my house, my friend was like, so I know you're mad. I read your Twitter. And I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah, you know, I follow you on Twitter. And, you know, I read your tweet. So, do you want to talk about it? I'm like, sure, we can talk about it. But I'm not going to talk about it in front of your friend. We can talk about it later. If you want. But not in front of your friend. And he was like, okay. And I'm like, and when did you start following me? He was like, girl, you knew I've been following. I'm like, no, I didn't. I actually did not know you were following me. And I was like, when did you start following me? He was like, I've been following you for like a year. I'm like, okay. So in any event, on the day before, was it yesterday, the day before? A couple days ago, he calls me and we're talking about the situation. And he's going to tell me that he had to come to my defense. And right then I'm like, but pause. For you to say you had to come to my defense means that I was being attacked. At the end of the day, I'm a grown-ass man. You don't have to come to my defense because I can defend myself. And I don't give a fuck how anybody really felt about what I said because at the end of the day, it's how I felt and it's what I said. So I can own it because I said it. So he was just like, he was saying that he felt like I stabbed him in the back because he introduced me to his friends and blase, squaze, blah. And he was like, he feels like I should have come to him versus going on Twitter. And this is the reason why I hate when people who I know watch even talking about it, this is exactly the reason why. This is why motherfuckers who know me in real life don't follow me on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube. Because, bitch, if you do some trifling ass shit, there will be a post made about you. I will never disclose your name or who you are or give too many details where motherfuckers can follow you and know who you are. But at the end of the day, I will clock your tea because that's what I do. And at the end of the day, it's like, if you can't handle it, don't follow me. Don't watch my shit because, girl, if you pull a stunt, there's a great chance that you will end up on YouTube. And it just is what it is. And so, for you to be trying to tell me, and I'm like, but you know what? First of all, I don't even know this girl. She's your friend. And so, I'm not going to let her censor what I said. I don't even know you to care how you feel about it. And it's not that I'm trying to hurt your feelings, but it's just the point that at the end of the day, this is how I felt about the situation, and I don't really care how you feel about it because it's how I feel. And it's my platform to talk about the things that I want to talk about. And it's for me to talk about, and really it's not for my friends. I made my Twitter for my supporters and for my YouTube and when I do live broadcasts. I didn't make it for my mother, for my sister, for this one, that one, that one, this one. I made it for me and my supporters. And to let people know when I do a post or to let them know when I'm going on live. Not so that I can have all my friends following me and seeing what's new with Quadir. Guess what? If you're my friend and you want to know what's new with Quadir, guess what? You have my number. You can call me. And anything you want to know about me is only a phone call away. So that's how my position on the situation. But for you to be on Twitter censoring, fucking like jocking everything that I say, and then thinking that you're going to tell me that you feel like I betrayed you and all this other kind of stuff, it's kind of like, hey, yo, listen, at the end of the day, I did not say anything about her name, your name, his name. If this bitch were to walk up and down the street, wouldn't nobody know that she was the person that I was tweeting about? You're so vain. Nobody would know. Except for you. And the only way that other people would know is if you make a big deal about it. Nobody would have even have known about the situation if she wouldn't have blown it out the water. But at the end of the day, blow it all the way out the water because it is what it is. I'm not deleting those tweets. I'm not deleting them. Because I don't think I was wrong. And I told you that I didn't want you following me on Twitter, and you decided that you still wanted to follow me on Twitter. So I feel like whatever you saw, you were searching on me on Twitter. I told you not to. Whatever you got, you deserve to get. Because I didn't even want you following me, and you did it against me telling you not to. And my friend was like, then we were going on and on, and he was like, I completely understand where you're coming from, and blah, 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 blah. But secretly, now that I'm talking about it right here, I don't feel like he took responsibility for his part. Because really the whole thing, in general, for the most part, is his fault. Honestly. Because you called me. You wanted me to hang out with you. You called me. You asked me what my situation was financially. I told you what my situation was financially. So you knew what my situation was financially. He gonna tell me, yeah, but when you kept saying you were broke, you know, these people, my friends, are privileged. Like, they have a lot of money. And so when you say you're broke, they're thinking that you're broke like them. And I'm like, but either way, that's irrelevant because I don't know them. You know them, and you also know me. And you know that when I say that I'm broke, I'm not saying, ha ha ha, I'm broke with $10,000 in my bank account. Okay? That's not, when I say I'm broke, I'm broke. I'm talking about $13 in my account, not $13,000. So that all what you talk about with, oh, they're broke and my broke is irrelevant because I don't understand what was the point of you asking me what my finances were if all you were going to do was put me in a position to where I still couldn't afford anything after we had the conversation about my finances and making sure that we went to places where I can afford my meal. And then you still brought me to places where it's $15, $20, $30 for a plate. I can't afford this. And I already made that clear. And I don't understand why even you really should have been the one to take responsibility for it because, first of all this situation that transpired, you're the one who was the link. You're the one who knew my situation. You know your friends. It's not my position to really be regulating your friends. I don't know them. But you know me and you know them, and it's your job to do that because you invited me. I'm your guest. And you're supposed to make sure your guests are comfortable. And for you to kind of just carry on as if nothing is really happening when really one of your guests is completely uncomfortable because everywhere we went, it was kind of like all I'm hearing is people saying, Quadir, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? But it's kind of like it's very uneasy because, number one, who's paying for this? You're saying, what do I want? But you already know that I can't afford it. So if I order something, is somebody going to pay for this or am I washing dishes tonight? So, and even if somebody is paying for it, it still makes me uncomfortable. But it's just the whole thing. And he felt like I betrayed him and that I backstabbed him by going on Twitter. And I'm kind of like, but at the end of the day, let me explain something. I'm like, let me explain something. First of all, I don't see how she felt any kind of way because for the girl in particular that I'm talking about, over this weekend, she was kicking everybody's back in. She was kicking her homegirls back in. And I'm like, the difference between me and her and you is that I don't have a problem acknowledging when I say some shit. Yeah, I said it. Okay. What's next? I said it. Right. So what's next? I said it. It's how I feel. And I'm not saying that you have to agree, but you're not gonna tell me how I should perceive a situation. Not when I feel like you're really at fault and really you put me in a predicament that made me uncomfortable and I'm your guest. And then he was like, well, why didn't you talk about it and this and stuff? I'm like, and now let me tell you why I was saying all those things in the beginning of the story. I told him the reason why I didn't clock the T right there on the spot is because your friends are very scary. They're easily shook and they're scary. And if I would have said anything, all of a sudden it would have went from everybody having fun to, oh my God, we have an angry black man at the table. He's aggressive. He's mad. And he could snap at any given moment. And we're afraid. We're very afraid. We're scared. And that's why I didn't clock the T. Because I didn't want to be labeled as the angry black man. Because I'm not the angry black man. I am a black man who can articulate, but I know when it's the time and the place to articulate a situation. Or when is the time and place for myself and for your guests. Because I was very frustrated. And I knew that if I would have said it right then, it would have came out some kind of way and all your guests would have been afraid and scared and uncomfortable. So, opposed to me keeping it in and blowing up on one of these motherfuckers, I took it to Twitter and I was like, bitch, you know what? Blah, blah, blah. And I just don't think I was wrong for that. I don't think I was wrong. And I think she should have never been on my Twitter like I told the bitch not to be on my Twitter. And it's no shade. And I like my friend. I think he's awesome. But even he, like I said, he's awesome. We talked about it. It's all said and done. But let me just say this. If you're going to be in an interracial friendship, then know that there are some things. Like, just because I'm cool with you, and we're cool, and you're white, and we're really cool, that don't mean that I think it's cool when you say to me, what's up, my nigga? What's up, nigga? What's nigga? Like, no. That's still not cool with me in my book. I don't even like using the word myself, let alone you using it. That's just me, though. But some white people I've had in the past, they get so comfortable. Next thing you know, my nigga, da-da-da, my nigga, this fucking nigga, that fucking nigga. And it's like, excuse me? What? Let's try that again. Re-enter. Kelly Ben Simone. Re-enter. Because at this point, you're being weird. And it's not cool. It's not okay. And I'm not comfortable, and you're making me very uneasy because you're saying shit around me that's making me feel like if I didn't know him, none of you motherfuckers would even be talking to me. Because I know that when you look at me, you see a black person. You don't see a potential cool person. You see he's black. Black person. You see me with my stuff, my feather, my jewel, like my bracelets or whatever, and it's kind of like you're afraid of me. One time I went to this bar, predominantly white, with my tribal paint, and motherfuckers were just shook. Like, it's like, motherfucker, I'm not, listen, I don't know, it's just very frustrating. I'm like, I love interracial friendships because what I will say about my friend is, one thing about him is the different places that we have gone, a lot of those places I would not have went to if it was not for him. But at the end of the day, it's like, for instance, me and him actually fell out some years ago. We actually just reconnected. And the reason why we fell out was because I almost got into a fight at Atlantic Station. I never asked you to jump in with me. Bitch, I'm not the baddest bitch. Let me be very clear. I'm not the baddest bitch. But one thing about me is, bitch, I know I got some hands, bitch. Unless you jump me or got a weapon. Now, if you have a gun, girl, pay it. I'm not even concerned because it's not worth being shot. But if it's like a one-on-one, I don't need no one to jump in with me because even if I have to take an L on that ass bitch, at the end of the day, it won't be easy. I'm not going to make it easy for you, bitch. I'm not going to let you just kick my ass. I'm not going to let you just beat me up. It's not going to happen like that. And what I'm not going to do is pay money to an establishment, buy my tickets for the movie, and have motherfuckers harassing me just because they think they can. It's just not going to happen. So I stood up for myself, and he was like, he pulled the Clay Aiken and was trying to cover my mouth. Come, girl, I'm like, motherfucker, get off of me. Okay? Because right now, I was disrespected. He was talking to me, and I'm going to defend my honor. And it is what it is. Bitch, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck do it do? What's that? He didn't want none, and I'm glad because I would have maybe went to jail. Thank God. Bismillah. Like, I'm glad that didn't happen. But at the time, I didn't give a fuck. But the point was, me and my friend fell out over that, and when we had talked about it, and I thought we squashed it. I thought, and the thing about him that pissed me off was that I'm like, but you know what? It's funny because on a couple of occasions you have called me up talking about, oh my God, this person wants to fight me. I'm scared. Can you come and help me out? Meaning you want me to come and help you. Like you looking at me to be that bitch that's like, bitch, what it do? But then when it's my fight, it's not okay. It's okay for me to fight on your behalf, but I can't fight on my behalf. And so that's what made me feel like, bitch, what? But anyway, the thing that really made me fall out, because there was some, in my opinion, some racist undertones about him as well. But I pushed them to the back of my mind. And even like I tried to talk to him about it on a few separate occasions before we fell out the first time. And when I tried to talk to him about it, he got very defensive. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. But be that as it may, on this last time, we went back to his apartment and I was sleeping. But I'm a very light sleeper. So if motherfuckers come in my space and start talking, I can hear what you're saying. So I'm sleeping and he decides he wants to go out for a cigarette on the porch. Well, when he goes out on the porch, he calls up his homegirl from his town. And when he calls up his homegirl, he starts talking about the fight or the verbal altercation that took place at Atlantic Station the night before. And he's just like, oh my God, Quadere was being so ghetto. And he was arguing with this group of black people. And it was a huge group of black people with bubble coats. And they could have had guns in their coats. And I'm not going to. And I'm like, so now, because they have bubble coats on, they have guns. And I'm not going to get killed for him. And I'm not going to do it, honey. Not for Quadere. First of all, Quadere never asked you to get shot, sweetie. Furthermore, you're being tacky right now. Because you're making it seem like just because had it been a white person in the bubble coat, you would have just been like, oh, I love this look, girl. It looks like you just came from Aspen. Girl, I love this Winter Wonderland look. A black person, now all of a sudden, oh, he's a gangster, and he's wearing a bubble coat, and there's a gun underneath. It's like, after that, I'm like, I'm done with you. I was like, I'm over it. Good day. And he was like, let's talk about it. I'm like, no, because we've had situations where I felt like you were being semi-racist, and you still be doing the same shit. So at this point, I don't even want to be your friend, honestly. Not right now. So like 2 years, it's been like, it was 3 years or 2 years we didn't talk, and then recently we just reconnected. But I think overall he's a good person, but that kind of shit right there is not okay with me. And even like with him, like one time we had a fallout because one thing with white people, I'm not going to say all white people because it's not all white people, but with these type of white people that I'm talking about, it's like they don't want motherfuckers to keep it real with them. They don't. Because one time I kept it real with him and he just blew up and he was like, get out of my house. It was like 3 a.m. Bitch, I'm like 15 miles away from home. I'm not going anywhere. And I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. I'll go when you give me a ride home. But bitch, if you think I'm about to be on the street just because you couldn't take me clocking your tea, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I'm staying here. And as a matter of fact, I'm sleeping in your bed. So, you know, like I said, he's a cool guy overall, but shit like that, and then for him to be trying to clock my tea, and I told him, I was like, well, listen, I apologize to you if I put you in an awkward situation with your friends, and I even apologize to your friend if her feelings were hurt, but what I'm not going to do is apologize for what I said, because it was my opinion on the situation. I did not personally attack her. I did not personally attack any of them. I was talking about the circumstances that you guys put me in to where I didn't have any money, and I was expressing my frustration in the situation. I never personally attacked her and called her a slut and called her she's ugly or anything like that. All I was saying was I felt uncomfortable that all these white people keep bringing me to places where I'm the only black person at the table who is not eating or who cannot pay for their food, is what I was saying. And I was saying that I felt like everybody was treating me like a charity case because everybody was bouncing my meals to the next person. Okay, I paid for Quadere this time, you can pay for the next one. Okay, you paid, now he can pay. That's not how I roll. Especially when it's like, this is not a necessity for me. And this is not something that I have to have people pay for me for. It'd be one thing if, if as a friend, you see that I have no groceries in my fridge and you want to take me out grocery shopping, something like that. But I don't have, it's not like if I don't eat at a 4-star, 5-star restaurant that my world is over. I'm okay with Burger King. So, anyway. That was that one situation. The next situation was, girl, this motherfucker tried to, secretly, let's not even go into that. Because that's going to be a whole other post. Secretly, that's 2 more posts. I'm not even going to, next week, I'm going to tell you the next story. And the week after that, God willing, I'm going to tell you about the last story. Because it's just too much. It's already almost an hour we've been going on. And so I'm not even going to do it to you. I'm going to just go ahead on and end it with this story. And be done with it. Also, remember, Collection Before the Boom Section 2 is coming out in August, so don't forget to pick up your copy. And all things of that nature. Motherfucker, I'm still coming to LA, and I'm talking to the LA heads in the building. I'm still coming. So when I come, show your boy some love, because, bitch, I'm not playing. I'm leaving this fucking hellhole. Georgia is cute, but not for my career. And maybe I'll stay here a little bit longer, but I'm leaving. And YouTube, girl, YouTube, that's 4 posts, matter of fact. So we got the 1 story, A, B, that's 3 posts. YouTube, I'm coming for your jugular. Matter of fact, I'm doing you next week, YouTube. I'm coming for your jugular. You're trifling. I'm coming for your jugular because you know what you're doing, and I don't know why you're stiffing me, and I'm going to expose you. And if you pull my channel down or do any stupid shit like that, motherfucker, I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to still blow your ass out the water. I'm coming for your jugular. Just know that. With that being said, bye.